What's up guys, my name is Andre. In this video, we're gonna cover the session range by weekday report on edgeful.com. So we're looking at YM here in the last 6 months, and what this report does is it compares the ranges across the 3 main sessions, Asia, London, and New York by weekday. So pretty much this is a pretty straightforward report, and I'll go quickly to TradingView to show you what exactly it's measuring. And here you can see I have the Asian, London, and New York sessions outlined with this indicator. So this indicator is called the edgeful market sessions. If you want access to it, you go to edgeful on the right side, you click TradingView access, and then you'll see you need to put your TradingView username right in here. You can find your TradingView username by clicking your profile button on the top left, and you'll see your username right over there. Then once you put that into edgeful, you'll see in the indicator section in the invite only, all of these appear. The one that we're going to use here is the market sessions. So you can see that I have the orange, green, and blue box here outlining each of the sessions. And what you can see here is that each of these, this is the Asian right over here, black is the London, blue is the New York. And this report allows you to figure out, are there certain weekdays that have, or certain sessions, obviously the New York stands out here, but are there certain weekdays where the ranges are more compressed or more expanded? Now, you can see here that Wednesdays have the highest range for New York on YM in the last 6 months, followed by Fridays, and you should be trading these days differently. So pretty much if you know that the smallest range, and by range I mean the high to the low of the session, that is always what the range is. It is the high and the low of the session always. So you can see very easily here, this London range from the high to the low was 903 points on YM. But if you know that the average volume, or sorry, the average range is going to be more compressed, that's a very strong signal for you to pull in your profit targets, to not expect a larger move, because typically that weekday or that session is not going to actually get there. Like if you try to go for a 300-point move in the Asian session, that is not going to work well for you. It is very, very unlikely that that's going to happen. Typically an Asian session looks something like this. This is today, 130 points. That falls pretty far, I mean, for a Friday, it's pretty crazy because it's the average is 133. And then this day here, this is actually today, Friday was 100. Wow, that's pretty spot on. Now, it's not going to be exact like this every time, but this is today, this is a Friday, and this is exactly the type of thing that you want. So pretty much in this case, if you're going to go for a trade, you have to expect the total range here to be in the ballpark of 130 points. You should not be expecting it to be much further out. And the way to use this is to really maximize your profits by saying, I have a ballpark idea of what the range is going to be, and therefore I want to set my profit targets accordingly. It also prevents you from taking profits too early, because if you capture a 10-point move and you know that there is so much left on the table, because you can expect 130 points if you're trading the Asian range, or whatever, north of 300 points if you're trading the New York session, then that allows you to capture bigger moves because you know that there's more likely to be continuation. And obviously, as you can see from here, different weekdays behave differently, different sessions behave drastically differently, so it's important that you understand the environment that you're trading in. One thing that I want to mention here is that you can customize the start and end times of these sessions. So I know that some people don't like these overlaps of the Asian, London, and New York range. So what you can do is on the indicator, you double click, you can change this to be 3 a.m., you change this to be 9:30. Now you're removing the overlap. So now you can see the Asian session ends when London starts, London ends when New York starts. You have to make sure that you also do this here. So this is gonna go to 3 a.m., this is gonna go, oh, sorry, I already had it. So this is super important that you see here. Let me reset it to, I'm actually gonna leave this in because of how important it is for you to look at the session customization, or look at the customizations. So I'm gonna leave this in. Normally I would have redone this video, but I'm gonna leave this in because of how drastically important it is to understand the sessions and the customizations that you have. So I had done this this must have been a while ago, where I changed the customization here for there to be no overlap for this London session. And what that does is it has clearly drastically changed the volume here, or the range here. And now you can see that London is well in excess of what the Asian range was. And that's because I didn't notice here that the customization wasn't set to the standard. So if you are looking at a report, you should always build the habit of looking at the customizations that you have set, because they're extremely important. So now this is an example live of me correcting the mistake that I just had. And now what we can do is remove the overlaps right over here. So now there's no overlap between the start and the end of these sessions. And now you can see how differently this is going to behave. So this is a very useful report for context about what and how you should trade a session to maximize your profits. And another great lesson for you to always check the customizations you have, because they're going to change the results pretty drastically. So if you have any questions, please reach out to our support down here. We will answer any questions you have, any context, how can I use this? Or do you have a report like this? Reach out to us here. If this video is helpful, please subscribe to the YouTube. We have a ton of valuable information for day traders. Make sure you check it out. Thanks for watching.